Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. It's opening Friday at Del Mar for the Del Mar fall season. Let's take a look at the field for the feature race and the DRF Friday race of the day. It's race number 7, the $75,000 Kathryn Crosby Stakes, 1 mile on the turf for fillies and mares. It is a restricted event. We are expecting a field of 9. We take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector. Blue Bar Scenario in Timeform US parlance. That indicates that our friends at Timeform US believe that this race will favor horses on or near the lead, and they have the 1 Lars Sardane, the 2 Storming Lady, close to the pace. Do you agree with the assessment?
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of speed in this race. These two horses are both tactical. They're both well drawn. I can see them taking up good spots in here. I really didn't think this pace was going to be blazing.
Let's talk a little bit about the number 1 Lars Sardane, a graded stakes winner at Belmont in 2018. Really hasn't had much of a start in 2019. Fits and starts, only 3 races this year, plagued by layoff lines. Her most recent start came in the Swing Time Stakes against a couple of these, and it was her first start off a long layoff. I think you can give her the benefit of the doubt for that run. I think she'll improve second off the bench, especially with this favorable pace scenario staring her in the face.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. She was pretty good when she first got over here last year. Got on a pretty good run, won a couple of stakes races in New York, and then things just, she can only race in fits and spots after that. It feels like she probably had some excuses. And it also feels like this race might be run, more to suit her, Dan. I thought her race in the Swing Time last time, I thought that pace was pretty solid. I thought she got a good trip in there, but they were moving right along in that race. They might go slower here.
Let's talk a little bit about the number 2, Storming Lady, also expected to be close, and she should be, stretching out from 5.5 furlongs to this mile distance, but she is capable at a mile. She has won at this distance in the past, stretching out in distance, albeit against weaker company. Really the question for her is she a stakes horse? She is a solid N2Xer.
Yeah, she's a really good allowance horse, and she is in good form right now. I'm concerned that she classes up against the field. This is a pretty good field, and I think she might be in a little tough here.
We're going to take a look at her most recent race. Let's watch Storming Lady's effort. This is going 5.5 furlongs, and she's in the green silk. She's going to bull her way to the outside, and she's going to get up for second as the beaten favorite at 6-5. She did have a 3-race win streak earlier this year, but as Mike mentioned, she's going to have to prove it against the stakes horses. This is going to be her stakes debut as she stretches out in distance. The number 3 is Poster Girl, who was always a very solid horse when trained by Matt Chu. This is a graded stakes runner in her day. She exploded last time out, and unfortunately for Matt Chu, and fortunately for Bill Spar, this horse was claimed out of the race. 100 buyer. Let's watch Poster Girl's effort. I thought all in all she got a really nice trip. She's on the outside in the blue silks. She's going to take over this race. 100 buyer at this distance over at Santa Anita. Can she translate that form to Del Mar? She has good form there.
Yeah, I won't worry about the switching tracks. It's just a question of whether you think she could repeat this effort. She did get a good trip here. She also really ran. She's overall a real quality mare, very hard hitting, very competitive in a race like this, I think, in Spar. He's just one of the greats, Dan, and he has really, really good numbers off the claim with turf horses.
Curlin's Journey is up next, and Curlin's Journey dropped into the N1X ranks last time out and got a victory. We'll take a look at that race right now. I thought this was a good effort for Curlin's Journey. You see her in the neon green. She is going to split horses right now at about the 8th pole, and she's going to come get this loose leader, and she'll be going away at the wire once she eases out to the 2-path for optimum clearance. Her prior race, I think the distance a little bit too far, going 1 mile and 3/8. Perhaps she's found a home as a middle distance runner.
I liked her cutting back in that race, and I just we picked up the replay, and the finish was very game there. But even before we picked it up, she got stopped behind horses on the turn. Certainly something that could have cost her that race, but she was very game to close it down at the end. I really liked that effort from her, Dan. This is a tougher spot. There are better horses in here, but I really like her last race.
Coming down from Golden Gate Fields is Wicked Old Fashioned. We're going to take a look at her most recent race, an allowance event. She is on the outside. Just can't get past this heavy favorite who's been controlling it throughout. Wicked Old Fashioned I thought was very game. The winner of this race, Keeper of the Stars, came back to win a stakes race in Southern California. So the competition is there. She was stakes placed against the boys, was Wicked Old Fashioned 2 starts back. She's not completely out of this, and you know she's going to be a good price.
Yeah, I respect her overall form, and she likes to win races. And I also respect that she has tactical speed that could really play in this race. I just think this is going to be a tougher spot for her. I think this is a good field, and she might be in just a little bit tough here.
Free My Soul was 160-1 last time out in the Grade 3 Autumn Miss. She was simply overmatched in that race. It was her first start since February to boot. While she has won a stakes race at Turf Paradise on the turf, her Beyer speed figures pale in comparison to those of the top contenders. She'll be a big price again, and I think she'd be a major surprise.
Yeah, she's lightly raced with some upside, but this is just a really tough spot. She was in too tough last time, and I think she's in too tough again.
Looks like Richard Baltas made a great claim with Super Patriot, taking this horse for $35,000 in June. She immediately responded by rolling right through her conditions, and she had trouble last time out in the swing time. I'm not going to say that she was going to beat Toinette. She's in the yellow cap and the blue sleeves all the way in the back, looking for racing room, stuck in behind horses, going to alter course out right now. And now she has clear running for the first time. And again, Toinette came back to win a graded stakes race over the weekend at Santa Anita. I thought Super Patriot was running hard at the end of this race. It was a good effort, even with the trouble, and it just looks like she's coming into this race in fine form. A mile is her distance. She's going to need a little bit of pace up front because she likes to come from out of it, but I love the form she's in.
I do too. I don't really have anything to add to anything you just said. The pace could work against her in this race, but if it doesn't, she's going to be a handful in here.
Timeform US has the 8 Lost in Translation sitting third on the pace projector. Maybe they'll be a little bit more aggressive. This one also trained by Richard Baltas. Winner at a mile and 3/8. They ran her in the CTT and TOC. That was a wicked pace for that distance. And this mare just got cooked on the lead. So I'm perfectly willing to just draw a line through that race and go back to the start, 2 starts back, where she was able to control things going a mile and 3/8. The question I have for you is, do you think she can rate? She has shown it in the past. I think she's not out of this.
I don't think she is either. We'll see if she has to rate in this race, Dan. It's not like the 2 horses drawn to the inside are, total burners. I mean, if they want the lead, they might be able to get it with this horse. We'll just see what happens. I think this is a better spot for her. I think the mile's a good distance for her. If she gets to the front in this race, I don't know, she could be pretty tough in here.
Even though Excellent Sunset was defeated by Super Patriot 2 starts back, I think the argument can be made that the 9 Excellent Sunset is the horse to beat. Flavien Prat now takes the mount as she makes her 3rd start of the form cycle. When Super Patriot beat her, it was her first race in over 8 months. She ran well that day. She ran in the Rodeo Drive. Listen, she's 5-1 against horses like Mirth and Beau Recall and Elysia's World. She was up close to the pace and she tired of going a mile and a quarter. She drops in class. She drops in distance. She makes a lot of sense because she has more tactical speed than a horse like Super Patriot can sit a nice trip in the second flight.
Yeah, she could get a good trip. I'm actually a fan of this horse, Dan. I didn't pick her in this race, and to me, it would all come down to price. I felt like there was a chance she could be the favorite in here. I probably wouldn't bet her as the favorite, but she's certainly one of the major contenders in here.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Kathryn Crosby Stakes. Remember, you can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Super Patriot's our top pick. We saw the trouble last time out in the swing time. Prior to that, 2 really sharp wins with good speed figures. We're hoping she gets a little bit of pace. We see it kind of the same way. I go 7-3-1-9. You're going 7-1-3-4.
Yeah, I like the form Super Patriots, and I want her on top in this race. The inside horses interested me most of the other horses in here. I'm interested to see what La Sardane does here second off the layoff.
It is opening Friday at Del Mar. The feature race is the Kathryn Crosby, and race number 7 has an approximate post time of 3:30 Pacific. Good luck.